Yo, what's up? It's Tuna. Yo, I just wanted to quickly make a video about the builds that I recommend for 3.14 patch. Yes. These are builds that I found, some of which I've tested, some of which I've stolen from Rutu and PoE Ninja. But overall, I feel like we have come to compile a pretty good list of builds.
Okay.
That I think are pretty decent for league start. And there's quite a lot of builds here, so there's more variety than previous leagues, I think, because overall I feel like Elementalist is in a really good spot. Trickster is also in a pretty good spot. We've also added a melee build, which honestly you never really expect to see on my stream. So yeah, there's a Berserker build, one-hand slam, thanks to Rutu. Actually, the build is honestly actually kind of insane. Like, let me open the POB real quick. So if you're into melee, this build is actually kind of crazy. Like for a starter, it's ridiculous how strong slams are now. So if we open that, you got like 2.5 mil on like completely like floor found rares, and yeah, and like a shield basically. But yeah, so we got a Blade Blast, Poison Assassin, right? This build has been slightly nerfed, but it's still in a really good spot. It's very strong, honestly. Sorry for the flashbang. There's a really nice guide here written by a friend, Radiance. I league started this last league, and I think it's still, honestly, in my opinion, it's still the #1 build to league start with. It's honestly insane how much damage you can get on it. And you can also see by Tai's a tier list. He put it at rank 1. And the second one there is actually an elemental variant, which is a Bladefall, Blade Blast, Trinity, Stormwall build, which is pretty interesting. We can also import that into Path of Building. And it's honestly really cheap, but the greatest thing about this is that the build is very tanky. So let's say we're like detonating like 10 blades, right? So that's 4.5 million DPS. That's all while having 201% life on the tree. So like this stuff, like you're not gonna need Corrupted Soul in the start, you know, like you're not gonna need any of that stuff. This is just so you can have like a progression path, what to upgrade and things like that. And then you're using the Stormwall Royal Staff, which is probably gonna be worth like 5C. A Barracks Grip, Crown of Inward Eyes. Crown of Inward Eyes is also not necessary. It's a very good helmet, but you can also replace that with anything, and everything else is you know, it's very achievable, honestly, as a league starter, and it's honestly going to be a very strong build. So that's pretty recommended. Ignite Brands. This is more of this is the build that you like league start with, all the racers league start with, to go fast and XP. And I've linked Avex616 basically made a leveling video of everything he goes through to, you know, get all the skill points, the labs, things like that. And he did it in 3 hours and 44 minutes, but that's with Blood Aqueduct farming as well, so he gets into maps at, I don't know, level 65 or something. I did a 4-hour run, 4 hour 4 minutes, but I didn't do any Blood Aqueduct farming. So if I can do it that fast, like, it's a good build. Like, it's honestly really fast. So, but the thing about this build is that it's very good in early game and it starts to fall off in red maps. However, the really good thing about that is that you can then reroll to Burning Arrow Elementalist, or Flame Sling, I guess, if you just want to XP and go fast and you don't care about bossing. But Burning Arrow Elementalist is very good. And this is the build that I will probably transition to once Ignite Brands start to fall off. So yeah, and there's a very good build guide on that too. Again, sorry about the flashbang. This build is insane. Like the uniques it uses are so cheap. You know, it's just using like Zoft's Nurture. The only thing that's gonna be hard about this is gonna be 6-linking it. Obviously this guy's got double corruptions. This is the super min-max version, but there's also like you know, a less min-max version that you can then progress up to. It's using Primordial Chain, which generally this is actually a expensive unique, and Barracks Respite as well. But the thing about these uniques is that they're going to be global drops now, since they've reworked the global unique drop pool. Aside for that, these are Anima Stone and things like that. Those are going to be pretty expensive, but that's why I would say to stick with Ignite Brands until you can reroll to this. Yeah. Also, you got a Trinity Detonate Dead Elementalist. Sorry, Necromancer, which then can be rerolled to an Elementalist later on to any build of your choosing. And that's also very strong. Another interesting build I saw was a mana stacking Burning Arrow build, which actually I found on PoE Ninja. If I go to Ascendant, and I search for Burning Arrow, there's this guy here. Actually, this guy's like big brain, because the Tempest Bow is like, it drops its 6-links, right? Like it drops 6-link very, very often. And then you can go with a 5-link Cloak of Defiance, that's fine. And you're using Burning Arrow with Arcane Cloak. And it does a crazy amount of damage, and it's honestly insanely tanky. So if I was to open the POB here, you can see that its defenses are actually through the roof. The man's incredibly tanky, like 180 elemental effective HP, and it's got 50k for physical damage, but still, it's still very, very good. So that's a recommended build. The only thing about this build is that it's a Scion. It's going to be a lot harder to level. So I think it's probably better that you don't league start this if you don't feel confident in your leveling, or if you want to just go really, really fast. But it's got a good upgrade path, and it's something that you can like pour money into. So yeah, that's really cool. Then you got the Toxic Rain Miner. Sniz made an updated build guide for this, so you can find that there. All the links are all here in the document, so you don't have to look anywhere else. Crossbow Miner, which I also practiced. I think I got 4 hours 20 minutes to Act 10 with this build, and it's pretty good. So there's a pace bin there. There's a VOD you can watch for my leveling. I'm not the best example for leveling, but yeah, I mean, you can see the progression and things like that there if you want to just skip through. Otherwise, you can always come to my stream and ask some questions. I'll be happy to help. There's a Vortex Cold Snap Elementalist, and I've linked Taitai's leveling guide to that. And finally, Rutu's Assassin Volatile Detonate Dead build, which is also very, very strong and is recommended. So yeah, I hope you guys have a good league start. I hope you find this document helpful. And yeah, thanks for watching. Bye bye.